Hi all, welcome to our class. We studied how to change radian measure into degree measure and degree measure into radian measure. We also studied radian measures of trigonometric ratios. This means sine 0, 0, sine pi by 6, 1 by 2, sine pi by 4, 1 by root 2, sine pi by 3, root 3 by 2, sine pi by 2, 1, pi 0, 3 pi by 2 minus 1, 2 pi which is equal to 0. Like that, cos 0, 1, cos pi by 6, root 3 by 2, cos pi by 4, 1 by root 2, cos pi by 3, 1 by 2, cos pi by 2, 0, cos pi minus 1, cos 3 pi by 2, 0, cos 2 pi 1. And tan 0, 0, tan pi by 6, 1 by root 3, tan pi by 4, 1, tan pi by 3, root 3, tan pi by 2, not defined, tan pi 0, tan 3 pi by 2 is also not defined, and tan 2 pi which is equal to 0. Let us consider we have cos 0. What is the value of cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is 1. Cos 0, 1. Then what about cos pi? Cos pi is equal to minus 1. What about cos 2 pi? Cos 2 pi which is equal to which is also 1. So cos 0, 1, cos pi minus 1, cos 2 pi 1. In case of sine, what about sine 0? Sine 0 is 0. Sine pi is also 0, and sine 2 pi. What about sine 2 pi? Sine 2 pi which is also 0. So when sine 0 is 0, sine pi is 0, sine 2 pi which is equal to 0. So when here 0 comes, pi comes, 2 pi comes, the answer B is 0. So sine is 0 when multiples of pi will come. So we can write, for in general, sin x is equal to 0. When x is equal to, so here sin 0, 0, sin pi 0, sin 2 pi is equal to 0, which means sin x is equal to 0. When multiples of pi comes, it will become 0. So sin x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to n pi, multiple of pi. When x becomes multiple of pi, then sin x is equal to 0. From this examples, we can write sin x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to n pi. If n is equal to 0, what? 0, sin 0, 0. When n is equal to 0, sin n pi. So n pi means sin 0 is 0. When n is equal to 1, that means sin 1 into pi, that is sin pi. Sin pi is also 0. When n is equal to 2, sin n pi means 2 pi. 2 pi is also 0. So when multiples of n pi, x is equal to n pi, the sin x is equal to 0. So in general we can say that sin x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to n pi, n is an integer. Another thing is that we know that cos 0, 1. What about cos x is equal to 0 implies cos x equal to 0. We have to cos x is equal to 0 implies when cos is 0, here cos pi by 2 is 0. So cos pi by 2 which is equal to 0. Cos pi by 2 is equal to 0. Then cos 3 pi by 2. Cos 3 pi by 2 which is equal to 0. Then cos pi by 2, cos 3 pi by 2. Then again rotating. After one complete rotation, then will comes again 0. When cos 5 pi by 2, which is also 0. Cos 7 pi by 2, which is also 0. So cos x is equal to 0, which means cos pi by 2 is 0, cos 3 pi by 2 is equal to 0, cos 5 pi by 2 which is equal to 0, cos 7 pi by 2 is equal to 0. So we can say that cos s is equal to 0. Not only cos pi by 2, if it is negative angle, cos minus pi by 2. What is cos minus pi by 2? Cos minus pi by 2 is also 0. Cos minus 3 by 2, rotation is different, that's why cos minus 3 pi by 2 which is also 0. So cos x is equal to 0 implies we can say that x is equal to what? Plus or minus pi by 2. When pi by 2 plus or minus pi by 2 comes to 0, then plus or minus 3 pi by 2, plus or minus 3 pi by 2, plus or minus 5 pi by 2, plus or minus 7 pi by 2, etc. So cos x is equal to 0 means x is equal to plus or minus pi by 2, plus or minus 3 pi by 2, plus or minus 5 pi by 2, and plus or minus 7 pi by 2. So we can write in general cos x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. X is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. Look at here, when n is equal to, n is an integer, so n is equal to 0, n is equal to 0 means 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 into pi by 2, so cos pi by 2 is 0. Then, when n is equal to 1, that is 2 into 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 is also 0. When n is equal to 2, 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 pi by 2 is 0. So, x is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, cos x is equal to 0 means x is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. So, sin x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to n pi, where n is an integer, so x is equal to n pi. Cos x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. So sin x is equal to 0 and cos x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to n pi and x is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Let us study sign of trigonometric functions. I am going to consider a unit circle. Unit circle means radius is 1 unit. So radius is 1 unit. And let us divide this circle into 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts. That is we call quadrant. This is the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. So we can divide this x-axis and y-axis into equal 4 quadrants. Consider a unit circle. Unit circle means radius is 1 unit. Consider this angle. Angle, this is x. In this direction, I am going to consider angle x. This point, consider point P. P means AB, which means this distance is A and this distance is B. So consider a point PAB. I am going to write sin x. Sin x, sine of this angle x. Sin x means opposite side by hypotenuse. So this is opposite side, this is hypotenuse. So opposite side means this side, this length is B. AB, this is the point PAB. So this is the height of y-axis, that is B. So opposite side is B by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is this. This is the unit circle. The radius of unit circle is 1. So this hypotenuse is 1. So B by 1. Answer is B. So sin x is equal to B. What about cos x? Cos x is equal to, cos x means adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side means this is adjacent side of this x and hypotenuse is this. So let us take this as O. That is adjacent side is, let us take this as OC in the. So adjacent side is OC by hypotenuse OP. That is adjacent side, this length is here point PAB. So this distance is A. So A by 1, which is equal to A. So we got sin x is equal to B and cos x is equal to A. What about sin minus x? sine minus. Now considering this portion, this is angle in this direction, sine minus x. So that is angle minus x. What about sine minus x? Consider this portion. This is angle minus x. This is the opposite side and this is the hypotenuse. So opposite side means this is the length. That is opposite side means this length means the second point minus. So we got minus b by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse means unit circle is 1 unit. So minus b by 1 which is equal to minus b. So sine minus x is equal to minus b. What about cos of minus x? Cos minus x means this is angle minus x. So this is adjacent side, this is hypotenuse, this is in the same x-axis. So this is also positive. This is a, therefore a by 1 which is equal to a. So we got sine minus x is equal to minus b and cos minus x is equal to a. Comparing these two, we will get sine x is equal to b, sine minus x is equal to minus b. So instead of b, I write sine minus x is equal to, instead of this b, I wrote sine x is b, therefore minus sine x. So sine minus x is equal to, minus is here, b is sine x. So minus sine x. Cos minus x is equal to a and cos x is also a. Therefore cos minus x is equal to cos x. So we have two formula. Sine of minus x is equal to minus b. That is b means sine x. That is minus sine x. And cos of minus x is equal to a. That is also cos x. So we have two formula. Sine minus x is equal to sine of minus x is equal to minus sine x. Sine of minus x is equal to minus sine x and cos minus x which is equal to cos x. Now changing sign. Cos minus x and cos x are equal. So cos minus x is equal to cos x. Sine minus x is equal to minus sine x. What about tan minus x? Tan minus x which is equal to, we can write tan minus x, tan x is equal to sin x by cos x. That is sin minus x by cos minus x. So sin minus x by cos minus x. Sin minus x minus sin x and cos minus x cos x. So minus sin x by cos x minus sin x by cos x is equal to minus tan x. Sin x by cos x is tan x. So sin x by cos x tan x, here minus, so minus tan x. So we got another formula. Tan of minus x is equal to minus tan x. So we have sin minus x is equal to minus sin x, cos minus x is equal to cos x, tan minus x is equal to minus tan x. Let us consider the sign of trigonometric ratios in each quadrant. So consider an axis. When we rotate it, it will become, this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is 0 to pi by 2, then this is pi, that is pi by 2 to pi. This region is pi by 2 to pi and this is pi to 3 pi by 2. Pi to 3 pi by 2. This is 2 pi, 0 or 2 pi, that is 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. This is the one complete rotation. This is called, this is the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. And this is the fourth quadrant. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. In first quadrant, this is positive axis. This is also positive axis. And when we consider sin x, cos x, tan x, cosec x, sec x and cot x, we will get all positive values. So in this, all trigonometric ratios are positive. Ratios are positive. All trigonometric ratios are positive. So in first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. In second quadrant, we know that when we consider this is the positive axis, this is the negative axis. In this case, sine and cosec are positive. Sin x and cosec x are positive. Rest of all ratios are negative. So sin x and cosec x, when we consider unit circle and when we consider this angle, so we will get sin x and cosec x are positive. Rest of all ratios are negative. In third quadrant, both are negative. This is negative, this is negative. So here tan x and cot x both are positive. The rest of all ratios are negative. Tan x and cot x are positive. Other trigonometric ratios are negative. Then in fourth quadrant, cos x and sec x are positive. Rest of all trigonometric ratios are negative. So in first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. In second quadrant, sin x and cosec x are positive. Third quadrant, tan x and cot x are positive. In final quadrant, fourth quadrant, cos x and sec x are positive. So first quadrant, all are positive. Here sin x positive. Therefore cosec x is also positive. Then cos, tan, cot, sec, all these things are negative. In here, tan x and cot x is positive. Cos x and sec x are positive. So in all in the quadrants, first quadrant all are positive. Here sin and cosec, here tan and cot, here cos and sec.